Hey guys, hi. Hi. I'm gonna mess up names, so I apologize in advance. Amanda, Woki, Helen, Liv, oh my god, look at all these people. I love it. Holy shit, you guys are amazing. Oh, thank you. Well, I was like, you know what? I haven't talked to YouTube live forever because I just have been doing TikTok lives and I love you guys. And I was like, I did the meditation thing and I put it on Premiere. And then I'm like, but I don't have a video for them today. And I was like, let me just fucking go on live. Why not? Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody. I'm so excited. Oh, thank you. Hi, Rosie. Hi, Alem. Oh, from Paris. Oh, on my bucket list, definitely to go to. I just did an overnight meditation, World Traveler. Go look, it's premiering right now. It's all about I'm chosen, I'm wanted, I'm loved. We have the best relationship ever. So it's done. You guys asked me a million times for so long, and I was like, let me just fucking do it. So I made it. It's there waiting for you. Oh my gosh, I'm glad to see you too, Irene. There's so many of you. Love you too, Jenny Tenny. Oh, thank you, Rosie. Thanks for all you do, Kim. Thank you, Lynn K. I appreciate all of your support, guys. MJ, listening to your meditation right now. Love from Sydney. Oh my God, I love it. Christian M. Hi, Queen. I wish I can achieve all my goals. You can. Stop fucking saying I wish and start being the version of you that is achieving all of your goals. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Yes, I will leave this video on the channel. I'm not going to delete it. So I want you guys to ask me questions. What can I coach you with? How can I support you? High self-concept affirmations, please. You're loved. I'm wanted. I'm chosen. Go listen to my guided meditation that I just posted a couple hours ago at noon. There's beautiful affirmations in there. Oh, good. Oh, thank you, Mary. You're so beautiful inside and out. Oh, you are too. I love that. Thank you, sweetheart. That's the second time someone literally has said that to me. And by the way, I literally affirmed that the other day. I go, you know what? I am beautiful on the inside and out. And now 2 people have reflected that back to me in my reality that fast. That's how fast this shit can work, guys. Oh, good. Wakey, I'm probably saying your name wrong. I've been listening to your podcast. It's helped me so much. Good. Another episode will be coming out soon in the next couple of weeks, I promise, definitely before Christmas. Oh, Croatian. Hi, Valentina. Much love to you too. France is in the house again. Oh, good. I'm glad you're going to do the meditation live. Hi, Kim. I ordered your book. I got it on my birthday. Oh my God. Happy birthday. I can't wait to finish it. Manifesting an SP. Oh my God. That makes me so happy. And thank you for your support with my book. That was really fun for me to write. So I'm really happy that the feedback I'm getting is amazing. Hi, Esther. Oh, good. I haven't been live, Renee, in a long time. I used to do a lot more lives, and I just thought it would be fun. Hi from Turkey. Oh my gosh. You guys are fucking amazing. All right, I'm going to start jumping in and answering some questions. I'm just picking them randomly, so don't get mad. I still love you if I don't get to your question. Don't take it personal. We're all here together. All right, let's see. Manifesting. Vanessa says manifesting SP back in life, but as friend, how to ignore that. So of course they have romantic feelings for me. Of course they see me more as a friend. There's no way. I'm too irresistible. We're too romantically connected. They're too attracted to me. Girl, you're the creator of your reality, baby girl. Like you decide. See, the thing is this, is we struggle with believing in our power because we're not getting the constant feedback sometimes right away. But there's lag time in the 3D. I've seen it in my own thing. Like even a conversation me and my SP had a couple days ago, when he said this to me, it was literally a thought that I had like, I don't know, a week before verbatim. And I was like, oh, wow. It was not a good thought either, by the way. And then he literally said it. And I was like, okay, so information. I didn't have a huge reaction because I remember thinking it. So this is the stuff, is you just keep focusing on who you are, having what you want. And then you focus on the version of them giving you what you want, no matter what's showing up in the 3D. And the only reason why it feels hard is because we have these fucking shitty limiting beliefs that make us feel like we're not getting what we want and make us feel like we're not good enough to get what we want. And that's what you're overcoming. All right, Irene, thank you for the super chat, sweetie. She said, I'm working on self-concept and manifesting my ex back. Should I work on self-concept first or affirm for self-concept and SP together? I do both, but I make it about me first. So you got to understand something, right? Usually when people think about their SP, not all the time, but most of the times there's a belief or a feeling that I'm not going to get what I want. And the reason is because your logical mind is saying, hey, remember, this is who you are, your self concept and love. So if you have that history, that pattern where you didn't get what you want, then your brain wants to remind you of that. It's also going to take your limited past and experience that you had with your SP and prove to you all the ways that you're not going to get what you want based off your past experience. So this is what reprogramming is. This is why it's deeper than manifesting. The people that I really coach and support have a lot of similar wounds that I had, where they've manifested in really shitty relationships throughout their life, or short-lived relationships, or even if it was a long-term, because I've been married for 10 years, like it wasn't the best marriage, right? It wasn't the best relationship because the self-concept, the limiting beliefs say I'm not good enough, I'm not loved, I'm not lovable, love is hard for me, people don't stay, like whatever our personal wounds are. So you really do want to dominantly support self-concept of starting to reinforce a version of you that she's always loved, she's always wanted, she's always chosen. And you're not going to believe it at first, but you got to keep pushing the fuck through and affirming and claiming this version of you and embodying that version of you. And then you'll feel like, okay, yeah, so it makes sense why SP would come back to me, right? How the fuck could someone not come back to you if you know how amazing and incredible you are? It's like a no fucking brainer, right? You're the game changer, baby. That's what you need to start saying. I'm a fucking game changer. This person could not fucking keep their hands off of me. Why? Because I'm a fucking game changer. I change it all for them, but usually to affirm for your SP, to hold the dominant story enough so that it pushes out and you start getting what you want, you've got to have your self-concept. You have to be working on that. So do both, but make you dominant. You're the most important person because you're creating your entire reality. All right, let's see. Let's see. So happy you've done an overnight meditation. I love your voice. Thank you. All right. Oh, I'm glad you ordered the book, Becky. You're going to love it. All right. A. Jiseki says, when thoughts of a third party creep again, what affirmations do you say to get your mind off it? Well, first and foremost, I bring it back to me. And okay, one, I'm the creator of my reality. I remind myself, I created this bitch in, I can create that bitch right back out, right? And then two, I also remind myself that I am special and unique and that nobody else compares to me, because that's why the third party came in, because your belief that somehow you aren't good enough, somehow you're not going to be chosen, somehow this person's going to not want you and leave you for somebody else. So it's all rooted in insecurity about your worth and value, because if you actually assumed and knew you were so fucking amazing and incredible, that even if a third party was somewhere around, it would not even trigger you at all, because you would be like, there's no way that my SP will choose them over me. And you laugh about it, and then boom, they would manifest out quickly. So start there. And then for most people cannot ignore the third party. I'm going to tell you right now, you do not have to, because I have manifested it in my previous relationships, a lot of third parties, even with my current SP, because of my own insecurities and how I would be triggered, right? And all I would do is everything I'm telling you to do. And I would add a story. I would say they have zero interest in them. They lost interest. They're not this, they're not that. Nobody, and then they would always manifest out. But what I found in the past is they would not stay out, because then I would get triggered again and I would not feel good enough and worthy. Now I don't have that issue, because I know I'm good enough and worthy, because I've reprogrammed my self-concept where that is I'm not perfectly that way, but dominantly I am now the secure, confident, love chosen version of me, right? And I keep reinforcing that. That's all you got to do. And you got to trust, you got to understand that there's nothing in your reality that will stay permanently unless you keep focusing on it, believing it's going to stay permanently. So when you understand how powerful you are, you'll understand that this third party will go away like that. Believe me, I have done that many times. Oh, thank you. Apostate chick, your workbook is on point. I love that. That makes me happy. I love I've gotten nothing but good feedback. Like that makes me, I put a lot of time and effort into that, because I don't like to deliver half-ass shit. So that makes me happy. Oh, good, Sam. I love that. I got your workbook in the mail. Oh my God, Jillian, I literally just ordered your book like a second before this. Oh, fuck yes, this is amazing. The 3D always messes with my emotions and I'm having trouble assuming the position. Well, listen, I don't know if you're a man or woman or whatever pronoun you go by, but at the end of the day, I was gonna say, girl, at the end of the day, you just gotta fucking decide and claim in that moment when you're being triggered that I refuse to give up my power to this stupid fucking circumstance. And this is who I am, and this is what I want instead. And I know that this will go away. And you just have to keep training yourself. It took me a fucking year. But throughout that year, I kept getting better and less reactive towards my triggers internally. And even now, I'm still triggered with my SP and my reality, but it's so little. And I have so much momentum that's in my favor where it's like, even if a little trigger happens and something manifests that he says something stupid, you know what I mean? I just like, whatever. I like ignore it. And then the next day it's fixed. You know what I mean? Like it's not even a fucking big deal. But this is part of the work is changing your believability and who you are as the operant power of your reality, and you changing and reinforcing your believability and understanding of everyone as you pushed out. They're only conforming to a script in your mind. That's it. Steph, my lives are about whatever you guys make them about. Oh, Jillian. Okay. Thank you for the super chat, baby. All right. How do I keep persisting even when I don't see much movement? I get discouraged. I also have a third party that I can't get rid of who was there before me. Well, we're going to change that fucking story right there. You can get rid of anybody you want in your fucking reality. So I had a third party that was lingering on and off for over 2 years. So the first 2 years was I was too fucking insecure. Nobody was teaching self-concept on YouTube. I had no idea what the fuck it was. Then when I learned what it was a year ago, I was working on my self-concept. Well, he would break up with her like every goddamn month, right? So I knew like my 3D was shifting, but it wasn't enough, right? And then I would say the last several months when he really conformed and showed up in a favorable way, in the very beginning, he was breaking up with her every week. And then it turned into like, after a couple weeks of that, like he'd break up with her and then get back with her and I'm like, no, we're done with this bullshit. Right. So then it started happening in days. Like he'd get back with her and then they were broken up days. And then it's been done because I knew. And you know how I knew every time was I could tell internally what was going on with me. So you always want to check within you because whatever's going on with you, and I'm pointing here to my soul, but I mean like our mind, like you're going to know where you're thinking and feeling. If you're feeling insecure, if you're feeling triggered, if you're feeling a lot of negative emotions when you're thinking of this third party, it means that is still your dominant subconscious belief that something negative that's not favorable for you. So all you can do is reinforce your self-concept as the God of your reality, reinforce your self-concept as you're amazing, you're chosen, you're the best thing that they ever had. They realize this third party is out of their life. They can't stand them. They only want you. All this person did was make them realize how amazing and incredible you are. You're not going to believe it. You stick to the fucking story over and over again. And at some point, everybody's different. Some people can, overcome some certain beliefs in a couple weeks. And some people, it can take fucking months and it could take a year like it did for me. Everybody's fucking different. Your job is to not compare. Your job is to keep checking your internal temperature. What am I thinking and focusing on when I'm feeling triggered? And work yourself through the trigger by refocusing your self-concept in the story, trusting and knowing in the unseen that things always working in your favor and for your benefit, even if you don't know how. So that's what I did. And it worked out very well for me. And then I realized one day when I actually saw the third party, she had no power over me. And I was like, oh, I got this in the bag. And I did. Okay, so how do I keep persisting? So you keep persisting because you understand I'm the operant power of my reality. So remember, we're not affirming because we're trying to create a change outside of us and we're trying to change the 3D version of them. That's where people mistake. That didn't even make sense what I just said, but that's what a lot of people do. And that's not what it's hard for them because when you don't see the movement, then you're like, is this fucking working? And we've all been there. Like it's part of the process. So don't feel bad for being there. I was there. Everybody's fucking there. There's nobody that's not there. And if you come across anybody who says, no, I've never been there, click off because they're lying and they're full of shit. Okay. So your job is to reinforce your beliefs. So you can trick your brain by different things. Do affirmations in those moments when you're struggling with noticing no movement in the 3D. What if there is movement? I just don't see it. What if SP is already broken up with a third party and thinking about calling me right now? What if SP is already, moved on and ready to love me and choose me? What if I am chosen? What if this does work out in my favor? So if you trick your brain to ask questions, it'll accept it easier in that moment. You could also just reinforce self-concept. I'm the operant power. There's always movement in the unseen. I'm trusting in the unseen. My mind is what creates my reality. So I experience secondarily in my 5 senses. This is the primary world that we manifest first. So that's where you want to really focus and just reinforce your belief. For me, I've never worried about how long it takes for me to manifest something because I do understand I will always get it. And even this process of manifesting my SP and everything I've been through, there were moments I had doubts, but I don't allow my brain to stay there. Everybody's going to have a doubt. Nobody will never not have a doubt. It's part of the way the human brain is formed. So what you want to do is move yourself out of it as quickly as possible. That's the key to everything. It's not eliminating shit. It's trusting and knowing I'm going to get everything I want. If you fucking need it now, if you're like, oh my God, I need this now, then that is a red flag. I don't want to say red flag, but it's an indicator for you to understand I'm in my old self-concept. I'm in the reality where I don't have what I want. That's why I need this to come in now. I'm feeling unloved. I'm feeling rejected. I'm feeling lonely. Move yourself in the wish fulfilled. Move yourself into living in the end. That'll fucking nip it in the bud. All right. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate that, love, for the $5. Okay. Is it normal to purge a lot of sadness and anger from childhood issues when working on self-concept? Yes. It's part of your healing. So we have to look at there's healing and then there's reprogramming. And I think there's a place for it all. We're all different with how we experience it, and it's never linear, right? So if we have childhood issues that caused us a lot of sadness and hurt and just powerlessness feeling as children, then as we become adults and you're starting the self-concept work, what you're doing is you're forcing yourself to see a new version of you. And in that process of seeing this new version of you by saying, no, I am loved, I am worthy, I am good enough, it's almost like you're grieving, in a sense, this old version of you that didn't feel that way, because you're creating a new reality. You're creating a new self-identity who she doesn't feel in love. She doesn't feel good enough. So you do go through a process, and that is healing. It's releasing the emotions that have been buried deep because we've really been so used to focusing subconsciously without knowing this shitty fucking story that says we're not good enough somehow, right? Or whatever that programming was from childhood. So this has happened to me a lot, and I'm not like a big crybaby, okay? But I let myself feel whatever needs to come up because we're okay. It's okay to feel. You just don't want to get stuck in a story that's creating those feelings. So that is healing. So we emotionally heal as humans, which makes it, so here's how you know you're healing. When you start to think about something in your past or that old identity or whatever it is, there isn't this intense emotional reaction. The emotional reaction gets less and less and less. That means we're healing. Think of when we heal from a breakup. We heal from a breakup when we think about this person or we think about the breakup and we're no longer torturing ourselves and emotionally suffering, right? Reprogramming is the next phase. So healing isn't enough because I used to heal from all my breakups. But then when I would get back with them or with somebody else, all my triggers would come back up because I didn't reprogram my self-concept, right? Or the story of them. It was hard to focus on a dominant story of them that they love me and want me when I didn't believe I was lovable and people stayed with me, right? So then the reprogramming happens. So this is very normal. Do not beat yourself up. Really love yourself and be gentle in this process because you're evolving and you're changing, and there is a grief process. Your brain is literally dying off the neural pathway that you created through childhood, that the subconscious beliefs that you've held since childhood about your self-concept in love. I'm assuming it's in love, but maybe just whatever your self-concept you're talking about in whatever area of your life. And what's going to happen is when you're lighting up a new story through affirming and focusing and claiming and thinking otherwise about yourself, this neural pathway, the old one, is starting to die off as this one's lighting up. You're literally rewiring your brain, literally. Like, this is why this shit is deeper than manifesting. You're reprogramming your subconscious beliefs so it eventually turns into a natural assumption for you in your favor. So yes, my love, just deep breaths. This too shall pass. This is a beautiful moment for you to you're transforming. That's what we're doing. And then you won't get everything you want. All right, let's see. Oh, you're welcome, Kat Evans. She said, thank you so much for everything. Chica de Luna, how to let go of the when. If you're living in the end, you're not worried about when, oh, it kind of rhymes. Maybe we'll do like a quote with that, right? If you're living in the end, you're not worried about when. Why do you need it now? Everything. Think money. There's a fear and an urgency. You're going to lose something, obviously, right? If we have rent to pay and there's no fucking money to pay the rent, people usually go in panic mode. Okay. Makes sense. I get it, right? Not saying it's wrong to have that fear, but this is where you're taking back power of being the operant power. So you guys are awakened. You're not the people who are asleep still that don't understand their thoughts are creating their reality. So you're going to trust in something that maybe you have a lot of experience with consciously and maybe you don't. I don't know where you're at. Everybody's different. But you're going to understand that I am the creator of my reality. So if I'm focusing on a new story, it has to manifest. And I'm going to trust that it's going to come in. I'm just going to do my job as a conscious creator and keep focusing and redirecting my thoughts when I think of this thing in my life. You won't need when because it'll come to you. There's no way it can't come to you unless you have a story that says you're not going to get it. Living in the end, also, a lot of people, they don't. So when we think of how am I going to get money or what if my SP never comes back, there's fear that I'm losing this. So you want to get out of the fear. So then that's why most people chase. That's why most people pursue them and they don't get the results that they want, right? So what you want to do is you want to move yourself into the wish fulfilled version of you, which is living in the end, and you create that scene. And you think from the version of you that is already who you want to be. I am married. I love being a wife. I love being a husband. I love being their boyfriend. I love this. I love that. I love having more than enough money to pay my bills. It's fucking amazing. Thank God. Move yourself into the version of you that's relieved, that is in love, that has the money in the bank account. So, and you just got to trust. And the more you do that, every time you're worrying about when is it going to happen, it means you're in old self concept. Move yourself into new self concept, into living in the end, into the wish fulfilled, and you're going to relieve yourself. You want to learn how to give yourself inner relief, because if you don't, you will not stick out your affirmations because you're going to feel like shit dominantly. NZ, thank you. Oh no, Virgo, I was reading the currency form. Thank you, Virgo Star. I appreciate that, love. 555. Hi, Kim. I'm wanting to buy a house. Ooh, in the nicest part of my city, but it's way out of my budget. We're changing that story. Can you help me with affirmations for this? Thanks. Yes. So what I would do is I love my new house. I love this new house. It feels so good to have this new house. I can't even believe that I manifested this house. It cracks me up that I even think how everything fell into place for me to get this house at the perfect price. This is amazing that this is my house. Claim that shit, girl, as if it already is yours. And I have had, since I'm a coach, I get a lot of feedback, right? Every day from people bringing me manifestation stories. And I get a lot of stories like this about people manifesting their dream homes or houses way out of their budget in a neighborhood, and they get it somehow, some way for the right price. So remember, our job is not to figure out how we get it. Our job is to say, this is what I want. And now I'm going to assume in my mind and think from the version of me that's already living in that house. I already have it. Because if you already have it, then you already know what the solution is. You've already manifested it in. So you don't need to figure it out. It's already happened. And when you're in that state, your subconscious brain's not going to know the difference when dominantly you're already living in this house and you're already the version of you that has this house. So then you're going to seek out the evidence and manifest into the reality where you have this house, and it will show up somehow in your favor, in your reality. This is how powerful you guys are. Spence, Kim, you are awesome. Thank you. Thank you for your hard work. Oh my gosh, you're so welcome. Great to see such a wonderful soul like you spreading good vibes. You're the best. Much love. Oh, thank you for that, Spence. That was so sweet. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Can we manifest a specific time and date? I think we can. I have, but I think what it really depends on is you. You're the creator of your reality. So a lot of people get caught up in, I need something by a certain date. And if they don't get it, it's just because there was too much belief that said they were worried they weren't going to get it by that date. So what I did that worked for me personally, I really don't go by dates unless it's, I don't know, like in the past, and I've shared this story before years ago, but in the past, like when I was a therapist and I remember I would open up my private practice, like my calendar for the week of my clients that when I was in private practice, and I would have like no sessions. It'd be like Monday and I maybe had one session booked or no sessions. I was like, oh, hell no. So I would just say, you know what? Somehow, some way, I'm going to get all the money that I need to pay all my bills, and I would close that fucking book. And anytime I would worry about it, anytime I had fear about it, I would say that. And then what would happen is the money would just come in. And I always, every month, had way more than enough money to pay all my bills that were due and then some. So to me, that was manifesting by date because all the bills are due by the end of the month, at a certain different point in the month. But I always had it, even if it was a couple days late. If a bill was paid late, at least it still got paid at some point. So, I just think you're limitless. You can create everything. I think most people some people are really good at manifesting by deadlines because they've done it and they just know that I'll get it by this date and it's not an issue. And other people, they have a lot of negative beliefs that say it's going to be too hard. There's no way, I can't see it. And then they don't do it. But you still persist in what you want because you're still going to get what you want. Like, I wouldn't care, honestly, if my manifestation came a week late, 2 months late, 6 months late. Like, it's not like nothing's going to change in your reality. You're going to have all these different changes happen. It just may not be the full final result yet, but that's why you persist until it hardens into fact. All right. D. Miranda, my self-concept regarding myself is very high on point. I know I'm worthy, the whole package, deserving, etc. How do I tweak this regarding bringing in SP and manifesting more contact and commitment? Live in the end. Live in the end. Of course, SP loves me and wants to see me. I love how much he's calling me constantly. I love how he loves me. I love how he shows up for me. We have the best relationship ever. Our relationship just gets better every single day. This is what a lot of people do. They're looking at their 3D and they're like, how come I'm not hearing from them? Wow, I wish I would hear from them more. It's these little tiny thoughts that keep creating you not hearing from them. It's these little thoughts that when you do hear from them and then 3 days go by and you don't hear from them, the little thought, that's the focus, the observation of, it's been 3 days, I haven't heard from them. That's what keeps manifesting, because when you think of it, you're observing it over and over. So you have to be aware of it as a conscious creator and change the story. And then you have to trust, again, in the power of you and allow it to unfold. The more you focus on what you want, meaning you're feeling, I don't want to say feelings. I don't want to confuse you guys. You don't need to feel to manifest. But when you're being the version of you through thinking your thoughts that create your emotions and feelings, I got this. Oh my God, they're amazing. Of course, they're going to want to talk to me. I'm their favorite person to talk to because I'm so amazing. And you persist in that. You're going to have doubts sometimes, especially when the 3D isn't matching it, but you persist through it. And then what happens at some point, it will become so dominant, you're going to shift into that reality. And then your person just starts. That's what happened to me. I had my person just go from real hot and cold for a couple of months because my shitty self-concept and how triggered I was to every fucking day, all day long, all day long, all day long. I mean, hours and hours and hours, constant communication. So it can happen overnight like that. You just got to persist. Oh, thank you for the $5. I'm trying to save my 19-year marriage, manifesting daily. Is it possible for hormones and depression to interfere with progress since she's in menopause? Okay, so I get this being a woman. Okay, so you're saying, is it possible for hormones to interfere with her? So I'm assuming you're talking about your wife is showing up hormonally and depressed and you're worried? Is that correct? If that's correct, then this is what I want you to do as the creator of your reality. You're going to see her different. So guys, in your mind, your reality, people show up the way you see them show up. So I would start affirming and seeing her as, oh my God, it's so good to see her healthy. It's so good to see her hormones balanced. I love that she's adjusted. I love that she's feeling on top of the world again. I love that I have her back. You know what I mean? See her on the other side of this, because her hormones can get balanced. She may wake up one day and feel better. Her body can naturally regulate itself. She might get information from the doctor. Something might happen. She could read a new fucking book that gives her the information to get her hormones on track. Who the fuck knows? We don't got to figure all that out. The bottom line is she will change, but you got to see her as already changed, and then she has to conform in your reality. I promise you, this happens all the time. You create the versions of people in your reality. So I would see her happy. I would see her whole. I would see her complete and balanced and feeling amazing and refreshed. And she's madly in love with you. Okay. So hopefully that answered your question. Thank you, Jennifer. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. All right, Mary, thank you, love. Okay, how to deal with being triggered by SP's behavior. This is my specialty. We're dating, but I don't feel as happy as I want because I can't accept this version of him. Help. Okay, so one of the things that I committed so those of you that don't know, my current SP, I had manifested him in 3 times. So I've been on and off with him for 3 years. Okay, so a year ago, I made the decision that I was no longer going to reject him and kick him out of my life, because that's what I did. I did it with all my SPs. All my SPs would come back. Like I always had a natural assumption I could leave them and they'd come back to me, right? But I wanted to break my own pattern because it wasn't working, because this is exactly what would happen. I would get triggered when they were in my presence because the old version was still showing up. And obviously my self-concept was not fucking favorable, right? Back then. So what I did a year ago was said, I'm going to break that pattern and I'm not going to kick my SP out no matter what. I'm just going to deal with whatever fucking triggers show up. And I was not going to put myself in any situation that made me feel bad, right? But what you have to do is understand that when they're in your reality, there's 2 things happening. One is there's lag time in the 3D. So he just may be taking a little bit of time to fucking conform, because a lot of them don't come back on point 100% overnight. The other thing is he's still reflecting to you your story within you, which is your self-concept is probably going insecure one moment, feeling unloved the next. Like you said, I don't feel as happy. So that tells me 2 things. One is when you're triggered, you're mentally focusing on the version of you thinking thoughts that he doesn't want me. See, he's still not doing this. He's still not doing that. He's this, he's that, all the negative story you don't want. And then your self-concept is saying, he doesn't love me. I'm not being loved. I'm being rejected. I'm not being chosen, whatever it is, whatever your personal story is. And that has to keep manifesting. So what you need to do is train yourself. Easier said than done on some days, but this is what the work is. This is what the transformational work is. So you can break these triggers and not allow the 3D to fucking rattle you to the core, right? It's going to rattle you sometimes, but we want to get it less and less intense and less, like the frequency of how often you're rattled. You want that to get less and less. So you want to start, when you're being triggered, is go within. Your answer is within you. Your mind is creating this experience. So who am I? No, I'm loved. I'm rejected. This is lag time. This is the old version. This one's dissipating. He's fading the fuck out. I don't got to focus on him. Sometimes these fucking reflections hurt. I get it. Believe me, my SP has said some fucking shit to me that is my goddamn thoughts, and it fucking crushed my soul. Okay. And it made me so tired of my fucking limiting beliefs that keep manifesting, because my thoughts are hurting me. He's not hurting me. Your SP is not hurting you. It's your shitty thoughts that he's only reflecting back to you that make you feel bad. So no one to change but self. So focus on self-concept, baby, and then go to living in the end with him. Because if you're living in the end with him and you're in the end result of what you want, and you pull up that image real quick or think from that space over and over again, you're going to give yourself inner relief in that moment. And this old version will dissipate. And you already are in the solution of being with them in the end. So whatever the middle is doesn't fucking matter. You got to remind yourself, this middle shit doesn't matter. I'm getting what I want. It's a process, guys. Oh, thank you, Nicole. Your hair looks beautiful. Any tips? So I've always actually had really good hair. So my nails and cuticles, skin, and hair grows really fast. So I don't know, I get my hair blown out every week because when I do it, it looks like shit. And I live in South Florida and there's a lot of humidity. So I literally just had it done today, a couple hours ago. That's why it looks really good. But that's what I do. I let them blow it out for me, because when I try, it never looks like this. So that's the answer. Get it blown out. I take a lot of vitamins too. I mean, I eat very healthy. I work out. I don't drink a lot. I probably have like 1 or 2 alcoholic drinks a year. Like, I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't do drugs. Like, I'm a very healthy person, and self-love and self-concept is on point. But start affirming, my hair is amazing. My hair is radiant. My hair is like so healthy and lustrous, and persist in it, and it will start growing that way on its own. Your brain commands your cells. Your brain commands your body. So if you want hair that looks more beautiful for your hair, then just affirm that. The thickness, the volume, the lustriousness, if that's a word, whatever you want for you, just start seeing yourself that way. Start affirming it and claiming it. And at some point it will change. I promise. All right. Thank you, Genevieve. It's so sweet. She says Kim is the best. Okay, World Traveler. Thank you, my love. I appreciate the support. My SP, and I'm going to go back up and click in case I missed some super chats. My SP had someone long distance before me. Third party recently moved. I feel like the third part. Huh? Oh, I feel like the third party. Any suggestions? I don't live in the same city, so I feel defeated. Oh my God. Okay. Why do you feel defeated? You don't believe in the power of your mind, and you don't feel good enough as a person that your SP doesn't matter who the fuck lives closer to them, that they are always going to choose you. So first and foremost, remind yourself, I am the opera in power. I'm running this show. This is my reality. I manifested third party in because of feeling this way. So take responsibility, because once we take responsibility, then we're like, okay, since I created this, I can fucking uncreate it and create actually what I want. Do what I said before with the other third party, reinforce your self-concept of I am loved, chosen, and wanted. Go listen to my meditation that I just made on the channel today, because that was my personal wound. And then really focus on no one compares to me. Really start affirming and claiming a version of you that she can have fucking any, I don't know if you're a man or a woman, so forgive me, but you can have anybody you fucking want, like, and start revising, start saying you've always been able to have whoever you want. In fact, anybody, when they first start dating you, they instantly fall in love with you because you're that fucking incredible and amazing. And relationships have always been easy for you. And it's very easy for someone to fall in love with me. Why? Because I'm fucking lovable. I'm so easy to love. I'm so easy to choose. It's so easy to fall in love with me. In fact, every person I've ever dated always fell in love with me. Like, that's it. That's what you do. And you persist in that. And you'll start feeling better about yourself. Then you need to start affirming too for the third. If you think of the third party, start saying things like, all that they've already lost interest. This is what my thing. I'm like, they've already lost interest. Nobody else compares to me. They fucking know this. They're only excited when they think about me. They have no desire for anybody else because their heart belongs to me. And you just have to persist until you get what you want. And it's going to take as long as it takes. All right, how do I want to make sure I answered everybody's super chat. Okay, let me see. I'm scrolling in to see. All right, Anthony, thank you, love, for the $4.99. I appreciate that. Girl I've been manifesting has a boyfriend. No problem. We'll get rid of that boyfriend. She has never mentioned anything about him around me. What should my thought process be? Okay. I love that my person chose me. I love being chosen over anyone else. It felt so good the day she came and told me that she wants to be my girlfriend. I love being her boyfriend. She's the best girlfriend to me ever. No one else compares to me. She fell madly in love with me. It was the easiest decision of her life to choose me over anybody else. Listen, my SP had a fucking girlfriend too. Bye-bye. I'm in love with her. Okay. I said brazen impudence in my brain. I didn't tell him he wasn't, but in my brain, I'm like, no, you're not. No, you're not. Not in my reality, but you got to stick it out. So you just persist in that. You're the opera in power. You're controlling this game. Nobody has free will in your reality. No one is separate from you in your reality. So that's what I would affirm, and stick it out. Lazara, thank you, love. I'm so frustrated. Same thing keeps happening with SP, and I really worked on myself and beliefs this time, but I still haven't seen him since September. So the reality is a mirror to your thoughts. So if you're not getting movement since September, I would not be affirming that things aren't working for you. So there's probably a story in you that you keep noticing, I don't have movement, nothing's changing. If you're frustrated, that is telling me your thoughts are focusing there because you're feeling powerless and hopeless, right? So you have to change your story. You have to start saying, everything's working in my favor. Things are moving behind the scenes. Whatever's going on with my SP right now, internally and externally, is working out to my benefit. They love hearing from me. They're always hearing from me. I'm so amazing. I'm irresistible. I'm unforgettable. I'm the one that's always on their mind. They're constantly wanting to reach out to me. They can't live without me. Create this beautiful story, and you just have to persist and trust. I'm telling you, I would live in the end. I would see yourself as already with this person, whether that's a visualization or you have a affirmation, a mantra of some sort that, I'm SP's wife for life, whatever. You got to assume the position. Who do you want to be, Elzara? You want to be the one that's committed to, or you want to be the one that's like, where the fuck are they? You got to decide every minute of the day, who am I claiming to be right now? And you just persist in that, you're going to hear from them. I think you're not hearing from them because you keep noticing that you're not hearing from them. I had months. There was one point when I had ended things with my SP that we didn't even talk for 6 months. I didn't see him or talk to him for 6 months. It was like a long time ago. I wasn't worried. I knew I'd get him back, and guess always, always, always. So when you guys start doing this, you're really delaying it yourself, because remember, where your focus goes in your mind is what you're going to manifest. So if you keep noticing and observing in your mind, I haven't heard from him. What's going on? What's going on? It's only been 3 months. I mean, that's really not a long time. I know it can feel like it, but it's really not. Live in the end, start trusting in the unseen, and watch, you'll hear from this person. Oh, thank you, Marissa, for the super chat, love. Okay, SP has said he loves, misses, and wants me. Third party is making him cold again. How do I push that out faster? She keeps talking crap because she knows I'm chosen. Well, I would just say, I mean, I wouldn't let her talk crap. Be like, of course you know he loves me. Do an inner conversation. Listen, I don't know. Everybody's different. You could have an inner conversation with her where you tell her it's time for you to go, love. You know he loves me. You can see him in your mind. Tell her, yeah, I love her. You got to go. I love Marissa. Marissa's for me. She's always been for me. It's time for you to go. I don't want to hurt you anymore because I'm not in love with you. You can create whatever the fuck you want. Um, I would be, again, reinforcing, I'm chosen, I'm his girlfriend, he's so in love with me. I love him being my boyfriend. God, we're so happy and committed to, no one else compares to me. It was easy for him to leave his past completely and choose me. It was a no-brainer for him. It was the easiest decision of his life. I mean, that's literally what I focused on. And it worked out very well for me. So that's what I would do, because you're creating all of this. You know what I mean? The third party is just a stupid circumstance that manifested to prevent you from getting what you want. And you're looking at it as an obstacle, that it's still in the way. So you want to see yourself as already fully with SP, and this person's not even in the way. And it's a process. You're going to know when you're feeling less triggered. When you're less triggered, then you know, okay, my internal world is really shifting dominantly because this isn't bothering me anymore. And then that's when it really gets outside and isn't even in your reality anymore. And let me tell you guys something too. Here's something really interesting. I had a friend tell me the other day, she goes, you should create a nice story for the third party about, oh, they met somebody else and da-da-da. And I'm not against that. Like, I don't wish harm on anybody, but this is what I told her. I go, we have to look at this realistically. In my reality, this person is only in my experience because of the story I created about me and my SP, right? So she's in other realities, in her own reality, living her best life, because this woman was very toxic and not good for him, right? But that's she had to show up that way in my reality, because that's what I manifested, knowing he would not ever choose her. Like, years ago, I manifested that, but I wasn't dominant enough in my self-concept to fully get her out. Now I am, and that's resolved. So I didn't look at it as I need her to go off and be somewhere different. I looked at it as, in my reality, this is how it's going to be, and she can do whatever she wants in her reality, because I believe in the parallel reality theory. But you guys do what feels right for you. Do the right thing. Thank you so much for the super chat. I just started watching your channel recently and I love it. Oh, good. Thank you. I don't have an SP. Is it possible to manifest an SP into existence? Yes, you can manifest anybody in. So what I would do, this is what I used to do actually, even before I knew law of assumption, but when I would want to manifest a new person in, so I would do two things. I would literally write out a list of, like, outwardly how I wanted them to be. Career, I wanted to be very specific with certain things: height, looks, personality, superficial shit, right? And then I would definitely focus on the most important, which is who they are as a person and how they show up for me in the relationship, because you want to, create that. But you also, since I don't know your history, so this will either apply to you or it won't, you need to look at your past relationships and see, how do you feel in those relationships? Because if you have a history of feeling insecure and not good enough, or manifesting failed outcomes with people and getting, relationships where it's one-sided or it fizzles out really fast or whatever, then you really want to look at reinforcing your self-concept, right? Being the version of you that is loved, wanted, chosen, good enough, feels secure and safe to love this person, is madly and deeply in love, whatever the story is. So definitely see if you have this pattern, because you're going to have to create a self-concept that's favorable and work on it. So when they come in, if you're triggered, because we get triggered whether it's an SP or a new person, doesn't matter. They're just mirrors reflecting our thoughts. So the reason why it shows up in love the most is because it's the most vulnerable relationship we really have as humans, where we give our heart, we end up fully loving someone, and we believe, because we've been trained this way, that we have no power over how they see us, which we know that's not the case now. But you got to undo all that programming that says otherwise. And I always manifested people in within like less than 2 months of coming in my reality, matching everything exactly. Every time, never fucking failed, even down to the fucking profession. Oh, thank you, Kartika. I appreciate that super chat money. Adriana, thank you, love. Okay, so she writes, this is the first chat I've ever paid for, but just wanted to say I love you, Kim. You're so amazing. You're literally the best. Oh, thank you. That makes me so happy. You're so fucking sweet. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, Shanae Graves, thank you, my love, for the super chat. You guys are so generous. I love it. I appreciate it. She says, how do we rid the random repetitive thoughts about SP while affirming and manifesting them back? The thoughts aren't negative, but can become distracting. Well, this is what I just kind of resolved myself to is when something is important to me, I think about it, like my business. I think about my business every day. There's things that are important to me that we think about repetitively throughout the day. If it's not negative thinking, then I don't know why it would bother you to think about it, because I enjoy thoughts in my mind that feel good, right? If I'm having pleasant thoughts, then the emotions that follow are favorable. So if they're not pleasant, then that's usually when they bother me. If I have my old programming running, or my old self concepts kicking back in, or I'm being triggered, I get annoyed because I'm like, I don't want to think this shit anymore. Like, I'm over it, and then I just go to the wish fulfilled. So if it's so for me, I would maybe focus more on other areas of your life that you want to manifest if you're really tired of putting the focus on SP, and make it about you. I love my life. My life feels so good. I love that I wake up every day and everything just works out in my favor. Shit is so easy for me. I get all the green lights. Money's just flowing to me. The friends are this way, that way. Everything's harmonious. I love that I'm buying this. I love that I'm planning this trip here. I mean, really start creating and focusing on a different experience other than the SP, because I get it. You do not have to be focused on your SP. I mean, that's all you do. So when you're you guys, you have to understand something. When you're retraining your mind to think different and focus different, whatever it's naturally pulling up on its own, if you don't want to think that, you have to consciously interrupt it. So you have to train your mind to refocus when that's happening. So it requires being aware and then redirecting and refocusing your thoughts. This is why a lot of people don't do it. So, I mean, that's the answer. It's just redirecting your mind to focus elsewhere. And it's a skill set, and it gets easier and easier the more you do it. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. Did you ever feel like this is just prolonging, that you are broken up with SP, prolonging the inevitable? No, girl, you create your reality. How do you believe? How do you get over that? Okay. No. Listen, you create the experiences in your life. No one else does. This is how powerful you are. So a lot of people feel delusional in the beginning because you're learning new concepts. You're learning new concepts that are fucking out there that we're not used to learning. We have been trained and conditioned that we don't have control, that we can't manifest specific people, that we're not creating versions of people. We've only been told we can manifest inanimate objects really easily, which makes no sense, because who's giving you the inanimate object? People, okay? So we're always manifesting in versions of people that will bend and conform and mold to give us what we want. So when you're dealing with a relationship, you're dealing with somebody who is literally a mirror to your thoughts about you in relation to them and your story about relationships in general. So you're not prolonging in the sense that this isn't going to work and I'm crazy and delusional. You don't believe in the possibility that you can manifest a different experience with this person, which tells me you're very new to this game, which that's okay, because I love that you're asking this so you can get educated on it. Or you're having a hard time trusting that you're the operant power. You don't believe in everyone as you push out. You don't understand that they're not separate from you. You really don't understand law of assumption. So what I would do is reinforce that, okay, this is how you trick your mind. Even if I'm not going to be, even if let's say you could tell your brain this is what a lot of people do in the very beginning, and it just helps them in that moment when they're feeling really resistant against the belief that they can create a different version of this person. I would say, even if it doesn't work with them, I still deserve and want this in my relationship. And they'll still manifest in. But I want you to really educate yourself and understand, because I don't want you to be someone who's like this or something better. I don't want you to be that person that understand her true power, because this is what will happen with every new person you get involved with. If you don't understand everyone as you pushed out and how they're just reflecting your thoughts. They have no free will in your reality. Doesn't matter what SP you get yourself involved with, new, old, somebody else, you're going to manifest the same fucking experience. So you're not prolonging the inevitable. And in fact, if you literally stopped thinking about your SP right now and focused on other things, that SP would come in. I've done that before I knew law of assumption. I did that all the time because my natural assumption was they'll be back. There's nobody better. And they always came back giving me everything I had affirmed for. There still will come the fuck back unless you have a story that says they won't. Okay. But I believe, because when I looked back, before I even knew what law of assumption was, when I looked back and I saw all the things that I manifested, but I saw, even with the men, the patterns of men in my life that I would manifest different versions in, hot and cold, loving me, not loving me, giving me everything I want, whatever. I was like, wow, this started with me. When I learned law of assumption, it all clicked, because I was like, oh my God, I have power. Oh my God, I'm not going to be that bitch that's just unlucky in love. Because that's what I was starting to be like, hey, maybe I'm just going to win in life in every other area, but this is the one I'm going to suck in, And then when I learned law of assumption, it all clicked. And Neville was the guy. That's why I dedicated my book to him, because he opened my eyes to how powerful we really are. So you need to be reading Neville, listen to my channel, only listen, I'm not going to, there's certain coaches, I think, I don't want to bash anybody. Everybody's teaching from their heart, I'm assuming, and the best that they can, but you really got to be careful who you're listening to, because a lot of people have limiting beliefs still, and they say they're teaching law of assumption, but if they were really teaching law of assumption, they wouldn't have these limiting beliefs, because you understand what you assume is what will be. So you will develop your own belief system by submerging yourself in a narrative of people who are on the same boat as you and believing the same thing that you do. Everyone, as you pushed out law of assumption, that you can manifest an SP back and create a new version. Those are the only people I would listen to that actually have done it, because they're going to teach you all the nuances. And then I would be reinforcing your own self-concept as the operant power. And I would be testing that. I think you need to reverse engineer, if you can, and see how your insecurities manifested things. You had thoughts that started before the action showed up in the 3D. I can look back at every breakup I had and it makes sense to me. It all made sense to me. And I could understand when they came in giving me what I wanted, because I had dropped the old story completely. So then the manifestation came in, and it was shit I had affirmed 4 months ago, because I had gave up on them. Again, that was before I knew law of assumption. So somebody watching this, don't be like, oh, no, because people like to fucking hear what they want to hear, and they chop out what I said and forget the rest. So that was before I knew law of assumption. Now that I know, I'm like, all right, I got to work through the triggers, because it's never going to end if I don't work through my triggers. There's no real simple thing except live in the end and test it. And what else do you have to lose? What do you have to lose from focusing on a version of you that says I'm loved, wanted, and chosen? Focusing on a reality where you're being loved, wanted, and chosen. How the fuck can you even lose from that? You can't lose from that. There's no way to lose from that. Thank you, Tulip Kate. I appreciate that. All right, let me see. Daughter of God, chosen one. Oh, I love that name. No contact SP. Last talked in July. He mentioned then that he'd been going through things. I have this desire to check on him, but I don't know how that will really will go really. Not knowing the outcome bring a feeling of fear. So you do know the outcome, because if you understand you're the operant power of your reality, then you need to be focusing on the outcome. What is the end that you want with this person? Well, that is going to be the outcome. So that's where you need to be dwelling in dominantly. Your mind, your thoughts, you need to think from that version of you that already has, whether it's committed relationship title or marriage. I don't know what your end is. Whatever that looks like for you, you need to be moving yourself in your mind to that version of you that has that. Every time you feel fear, you need to go there. Every time, every time, every time. You don't need to worry about how. You don't need to worry about the when. You got to trust and know my thoughts create my reality. All I got to do is focus on the end. Somehow this will take care of itself. It's not my job to figure out. And how fucking, thank God. You know how exhausting that would be if we had to control every fucking step of the way? I would be like, oh my God, who's got time for that? You know what I mean? All you got to do is focus on the end result you want, and the rest will unfold in your favor to get you that end result. This is what I tell people about if they have a desire to check on their SP. I'm going to say, based off what you shared, not knowing the outcome is bringing a feeling of fear, that you're probably not dominantly rooted in a version of you that knows her worth and value. Because if you did, you really wouldn't be fear-based that he's not going to come back in. So having said that, I probably would not reach out, because this is the thing you need to ask yourself. If I reach out to SP and I get a version of them reflected back to me that's mirroring what's going on with me internally, and I don't like it, is it going to spiral me? Am I going to have a hard time recovering from this? If not, if you're thinking in your head right now, like, no, I'll be okay with it, then go ahead and reach out. I mean, listen, it's your reality. You know, you can't fuck anything up, but if you're feeling worried, then that means you're not living in the end dominantly. You're not in the self-concept where it's like, of course I'm going to hear from them. Of course he would want to hear from me. Of course he misses me. Of course they're coming back to me. Of course this, of course. You're not buying that. But again, I don't like to tell people, I'm not your mom. You know what I mean? If you're a grown up. If you want to text somebody, text somebody. But I'm going to tell you right now, you better set yourself up that, you know, if you don't get a favorable response, you don't let that shit take you down the fucking pipeline of what you don't want. You stay focused and do what you need to do. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. It's you got to know thyself. You got to really check in with you, because that's what's creating your outer world. So if you're feeling insecure, you're feeling rejected, you're worried they're not coming back, you're wondering what they're doing, that means I am not dominantly rooted in the end of what I want. I'm not in the wish fulfilled, and I'm not in a favorable self-concept. So what's going to manifest in your reality? That's what's creating your reality. What's going on with you? That's why Neville says there's no one to change but self. You have to change your perspective of you and how they see you. That's changing your perspective. If you see them, if you think they don't want me, they don't love me, then you got to change yourself to know I am lovable. Of course they love me. You can't affirm for them only if you don't feel lovable. So you have to do both. All right, guys, I'm going to answer these last super chats. Please don't send me any more money unless you want to, but I can't guarantee I'm going to get some more. So I have a couple on here. I'm going to answer them because it's getting late. Okay, Kim, I'm trying to read. This is from Kiba 2008. Thank you for the super chat. I'm trying to recreate my SP. I'm trying to detach from the version of him that I don't like without dropping the desire. How can I do that? Focus on you. See, it's hard to believe that they will show up loving you and giving you what you want if you don't feel that version of you. When you know I'm so amazing and incredible and unique, how could they not love me? I can have any man I fucking want. Are you kidding me? I'm the best thing that ever happened to this person. Of course, he knows this. He fucking knows this. You really got to build yourself up, because when we build ourselves up, then we're able to hold them lovingly and understand, God, of course he wants to love me. They do. Listen, when I manifested my SP saying something kind of rude to me the other day, it was, I was able to pinpoint that his exact affirmation, or what he said to me, was a literal thought that I noticed myself focusing on for like 2 days, and I became aware of it. And I go, oh girl, stop focusing on that. Right. So I changed my story, but it lagged time. It still showed up like a week and a half in the 3D. And when he was saying it to me, I could see the pain on his face. It was like this man couldn't even look at me and what he was saying. And he had this painful look. I've never seen him with a look like that in 3 fucking years. And I took it as the look of like, It was hurting him to say this to me, but he had no fucking free will in my reality, so he had no choice. I don't even think he understood why he was saying what he was saying, because it flip-flopped literally a second later. But it was so interesting to watch. And as an observer of my reality, where I wouldn't be like, oh my God, right? I was looking at it, I was like, oh my God, this is a thought that I literally had for those 2 days. Interesting that it showed up now. And then I was watching his facial expression. I was like, wow, I could tell he didn't want to say that to me. It was so evident, the pain that he felt by saying this to me. This is what I'm trying to tell you, is that they want to conform. They want to love you. The only reason why they can't show it in that moment is your dominant beliefs say they don't love me, they don't want me. Why? Because I'm not worthy of being loved. If we believe we're worthy of being loved and desired and we're good enough for this, then you will be able to see them in that same light, that of course they love me. Of course he's excited to hear from me. This is what the whole key is. You can't dominantly hold the vision of your SP favorably so it pushes out consistently and regularly if your self-concept isn't matching the version of you that's receiving what you want from them. I know from experience, trust me. I tried to do it because nobody was teaching self-concept. So all I really knew was focus on SP, and love yourself. And I'm like, all right, well, I love myself, but I'm still getting a shit version. I can set a fucking boundary, but I'm still getting an asshole version, right? Why was I getting the asshole version? Because I didn't have self-concept that could hold the version of him long enough. And my brain had to seek out the evidence of his behavior in my reality that proved my shitty self-concept. Because that's what your brain does. Your belief system is what you focus on, and you seek all the evidence in your reality to support that belief system, and you block out the fucking rest. And that's what I did over and over again. Now, my brain does the opposite. Even if I'm triggered, my brain will still seek the evidence to support a favorable outcome for me. Even if in that moment he just said something or did something that was not favorable, my brain rejects that and focuses on elsewhere. It's really interesting now that I'm on this side of it to see it flip. Sky D, thank you, love. I just wanted to say thank you, Kim. You've changed my life forever. I feel so lucky to have found you. Oh, thank you. I'm happy you found me too. Like, you guys let me do what I love every day. So I want to impact the world. I mean, I used to be a therapist. I've always want to help people. I don't know, it's my calling, whatever I'm supposed to do. So you all let me be able to do this. So I love you all, because without you, I would have no one to talk to. So thank you. Renee B, thank you, my love. I'm wanting to get back with my SP. This will be my 4th time. I just saw I've been unblocked the other day. I've been literally saying, I don't care, to mentally detach. It helps for a week, but yet no response. Persist. I'm loved. I'm wanted. I'm irresistible. I'm the woman that is the woman of his dreams. I'm the woman that he constantly thinks about. I'm the one that fulfills him. I'm so amazing. I'm so special. I'm so magnetic. I'm so incredible. I'm so easy to love. Everybody wants to be around me, including him. Any man I've ever been involved with has easily, instantly fell in love with me. Everything I was saying in the beginning of the chat, really create the self-concept, revise. I'm always loved by this man. This man always can't get enough of me. This man's always constantly reaching out to me because I'm his favorite person in the world. Self-concept needs to really be reinforced so you feel loved, you feel wanted, you feel chosen, you feel good enough to be loved, wanted, and chosen, and then reinforce the version of him that supports that. That is it. Don't worry about how long something's going to take, because you're going to get what you want the minute you get out of your way with your mind. There's nothing outside of you that's controlling this. It's literally your fucking thoughts. He cannot do anything else but show you your goddamn thoughts. That's it. We got to get out of our own ways. I know it's hard sometimes. I know it feels frustrating, because it's like we just want something different in our experience, and sometimes the things we manifest really do fucking hurt. They don't feel good in that moment. But even when I went through it recently, I had to remind myself, I'm like, these are just my thoughts. Like, and I knew they were my thoughts. I'm like, it's not him wanting to block, like, not talk to you. It's him reflecting your story of, you know what, he doesn't want me, I'm not good enough. So he's like, fuck her. She's not good enough for me. Even though that's not the reality. He has to conform to your story of you. How do you see yourself in relation to him? He doesn't want me. He doesn't love me enough. He doesn't care. I don't matter. I'm not a priority. He doesn't care how long he goes without talking to me. Well, how is he supposed to show up, babe, if our thoughts create how they treat us? You could literally, like, whatever you're thinking in your mind, whether you're aware of it or not, the 3D is a mirror. This person is just reflecting it to you. They're not creating it on their own. You got to push through. You got to be okay with however long it takes, because it's going to take as long as it takes for you to get out of your own way mentally. That's why there is no one to change but self. Yes, the replay will be available. Oh, thank you, Rashar. You are loved, Kim. You changed our lives. Oh, thank you. You're loved too. Okay, let's see. Oh, thank you, VK. That's so sweet. You guys, I love you so much. Jessica Victoria, thank you, my love. How do I manifest a healthy relationship with my SP when I've been through a lot of traumatizing, abusive experiences? I manifest people who act abusive. Okay, so a couple things I would do here. One is definitely reinforce self-concept. I am loved. People in my life love me, support me, are kind to me. My relationships are peaceful and harmonious. Like, you really have to focus on you being loved, valued, and respected and cherished, and make that your dominant story. Then you need to reframe your mind around love. Love feels safe and easy and peaceful and kind and tender, right? Because you've manifested in experiences that love has really hurt you, right? A lot of us get the love that hurts emotionally. You've had that, the emotional abuse, right? And then you're getting the physical abuse. So, well, I don't know if are you getting physical abuse or is it emotional? If it's physical, let me see. Definitely get help and support. You don't want to be in anything that's physically abusive, because you're in fight or flight mode, and it's going to be really hard to get in control of your mind to manifest a more peaceful inner world when you're being abused constantly, because your amygdala is going in fight or flight and your brain is in panic mode and your body's going to shut the fuck down for survival. So first and foremost, if there's any physical abuse, you need to seek safety and then work on all of that self-concept stuff so you don't keep manifesting this. Now, if it's not physical and it's abusive, which still sucks, right? Really start saying self-concept. I'm loved, I'm valued, I'm respected, I'm cherished. The people in my life, especially my romantic partnerships, love me. Love is safe, love is kind, love is easy, love is peaceful. I'm so valued and respected. And you're just going to have to persist and see the person different. One of the things I do with my SP is I see different layers of stories of an old story that I had for him of 3 years. I see how little pieces of it are still there. So what I do is I just say he's healed from any childhood wounds. He's self-respect, self-love, like however I want to see him, I just keep reaffirming that's who he is. So you could say, it feels so good now. It's so nice now to see this person love themselves and love me enough that we both respect and value each other. I love that a relationship, we're both emotionally and physically safe, right? You just got to create that. The reason why you're manifesting an abuse is because there's something, a story in you, a belief system. You're not causing these people to abuse you. So I want to make that clear. But you want to take responsibility for, why am I creating this experience and this version of someone, right? Because not everybody gets in abusive relationships. So you want to understand, what is your self-concept that says this is what I deserve, this is okay for me, this is all I'm worth? Because you're not. You're definitely worth more and you deserve better, right? But you have to start affirming that and claiming that for yourself. Then you want to understand, how do I want to feel in a relationship? I want to feel safe, I want to feel loved, I want to feel respected, I want to feel like I matter and I'm valued, right? You start focusing on that, and then you want to change the story of love. Love is safe, love is kind, love is peace, not hurting, and really do that. And then obviously with the SP, affirm for that specific person. I love that he's a changed man now. I love how healed he is. I love how sweet and kind and loving and tender he is with me. I love that I get the best version of him. Whatever it is, you're just gonna, and one day they'll conform. We just don't know when. Ladae Brittany, thank you, my love. I appreciate that. No question, just sending you love, and thanks for your amazing life-changing content. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Estefania, thank you, my love. That's so fucking generous. Just wanted to say thank you, Kim. I've been listening to you for the last year or so, and you've helped me a lot. I love you. Oh, I love you too. This makes me so happy. Thank you, my love. Oh, thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. Rejection by SP due to age gap. He's older and told me he was afraid I might leave him. Guess I still created this. Yes, babe, we create everything. How would you approach this? So first and foremost, so remember, a circumstance or an excuse that our person tells us of why they can't fully commit to us is just a manifestation of your insecurity or belief that somehow they're not going to fully want you. So I would change the story ASAP and say, he does not even care about the age gap. He's so in love with me and happy to be with me. Of course, he wants to marry me. I love being his wife. Well, I don't know if you want to be wifey, but whatever the end result is committed to, whatever that story is, see yourself as such. I love being his girlfriend. I love waking up next to him every day. I love being in a committed relationship with him. He's the best fucking boyfriend, the best husband ever. Wow. I remember one technique. I remember when he said, because of our age gap, he was afraid I might leave him. And here he is now. We're happily married. I love how secure he feels with me. I love that he knows that I'm his ride or die and that, I'm down to the end with him forever. Whatever it is you want. It's just a stupid reason. Like when they tell you, oh, I'm focusing on work right now. Like, it doesn't matter what they say. If it's another third party, if it's, I'm focused on work. I don't want a relationship. I have to heal from my past, or you're fucking younger than me, so I'm not sure you're going to want me. All it is just a stupid circumstance that manifested that you are perceiving as the reason why you can't have the end result of what you want. So you take your attention away from that and you focus your attention on you having what you want, and this will go away like that. Kat Evans, thank you. My SP is my best friend. We were friends with benefits, but then he told me he recently started dating someone I know. What do I do? Or affirm? I love him a lot. Then he told me okay, so do everything I said in the beginning of anybody with a third party. Focus on self-concept. I'm chosen, I'm loved, I'm wanted, I'm good enough to be committed to. I'm the person they always easily commit to. This person doesn't even want anybody else because he's so in love with me and magnetized to me because I am so amazing, special, and unique. I'm irreplaceable. I'm the love of his life. I'm the future wife. Like, he can't get his mind off of me because I'm that amazing and incredible. I'm so easy to love. I'm so easy to choose. It was the best decision of his life to choose me. He never, ever, ever fails to choose me. He just is so in love with me. I am so easy to love. This is why he loves me. In fact, any person I've been with easily chose me to commit to because I'm that easy to fall in love with. I'm just so amazing. You just got to say the fucking story of your self-concept that this is who you are and you persist in it. He only sees me as relationship material because I only am relationship material. My SP reflected that back to me. He was like, you're wifey material. And I was like, bingo, bingo. You know what I mean? You just got to persist and change how you see yourself in relation to them, and they have to conform to that as well. Okay, okay, perfect. All right. So I wanted to, since I was going to do this live too, I would have done this on a recorded one, but I wanted to announce, you guys do with it what you want. You certainly do not need to pay for any coaching. You can totally do this with everything I just told you to do, all on your own. I don't withhold any information at all on TikTok or YouTube or any free platform, but I do like to coach people. I like to have fun. I like to do programs. So if you're interested, I am launching my 6-week Unstoppable in Love live coaching group that I do a couple times a year. And what it is we start on December 14th. It's going to be at noon p.m. Eastern time. And what that is a live Zoom coaching. It's a small group of less than 40 people. We come together, I record it. You'll have homework assignments, and you're going to sit with me live on Zoom for at least an hour and a half. I usually go over because that's just how I am in groups. Listen, when I did the Glow the Fuck Up workshop, it was supposed to be 5 hours. I was on that thing for fucking 8 hours because I actually love you guys and I fucking give my all when I'm working with you. So what we're focusing on is everything we basically talked about here. Everyone is you pushed out, law of assumption when manifesting your self-concept in love, manifesting your SP back, recreating the version of them, how to work through the triggers, how to ignore the 3D. I'm going to teach you all that stuff week by week and really support you with it. Early bird pricing is today. The link will be in the description box below, so you can click on it and read all the info about it before you make a decision if you're feeling like excited about this. We have a lot of fun. It's really supportive. I have a private Facebook group for those 6 weeks where everybody supports each other in there, and you can ask questions in between, and it's just a really fun thing. I have lots of testimonials from other people who have taken it as well. So definitely check out the link. If you have any questions after you read everything, just shoot me an email. The email can be found, I think, in the description box as well. Hannah, who I love, she works with me. She will answer everything. But it's really fun. And the early bird pricing is, it's going to stop Thursday at midnight. and then we're going to full pricing. So if this sounds fun, you get the replays too. I record them. So whoever's purchased it, I don't sell them to other people who haven't purchased it. You will have access to this. So you can rewatch them over and over. You will never have to do another coaching program ever in your life, because we're basically going to cover everything, because everybody always asks very important questions about this. And then you can be able to rewatch this as often as you need. So again, you do not have to. It's just another tool for people who want to invest in coaching. That's it. You do not have to, though. Again, I'm not going to tell you anything new. The only difference will be is you're working with me live, and instead of me reading a comment and talking at you, we're going to be live together where you actually converse with me face to face, and I can really see your blind spots and really support you, as you know, we're working together. So I love you all. This was fun. I'm definitely going to commit to doing a live stream on here consistently, maybe like once a month. I think that would be fun. If you don't follow me on TikTok and you are a TikTok person, please get your ass on TikTok and follow me over there, because I show up there a lot. They're really fun with their shorts and some of the goofy things that I do on there. I'm definitely on Instagram too, if you're interested in Instagram, but I love you all. I will see you. Bye.